So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. Friday's here. It's time for the Friday grid. It's my second favorite day of the week. Tomorrow is the ultimate day for me. But today, after a long week, after having to go all the way to Larmsee yesterday in Landstuhl, Germany, it's a 4-hour drive plus, I thought, well, I'm gonna have what I had yesterday when I got home, which is this. This is a Negroni, but instead of being made with the sweet vermouth, I've substituted the sweet vermouth in a slider scale with an Amaro, an Italian Amaro. It's very bitter and it's floral and it's got a wonderful essence to it. And so this takes the Negroni to a whole new level. It's not as sweet, though it's still very fruity and pleasant and floral. It's just very botanical now, and it's just got this wonderful effluvia on it. It's an amazing cocktail, really, and it kind of has a syrupy consistency with that Amaro that just kind of gives it like a very, very slight medicinal touch, which just feels healthy. I don't really know how to describe that. Now, we'll jump into our grid here in a second, but I got to tell you, over the course of my life, I've had to protect my food from, birds down in Galveston Island, right? You know, seagulls who would fly, and they'd grab the shrimp right off of your plate, you know, if you were sitting outside. And guess what? Most of the restaurants there are pretty much limited to outdoor seating, so you're always protecting your food. I had one of the most beautiful martinis I ever had served to me, right? Oh, it was just gorgeous, right? It had 2 dark Kalamata olives in the center. It was a very large, queen size green pitted olive, and it was just such a beautiful drink. They brought it out. We were in Venice, and we've spent a lot of time in Venice. We love that place, and we're there in the open Platz, we would call it, right? Here in Germany, but in the Doge Square, right? We're listening to some classical ensemble, and we're having a wonderful dinner. And I guess it was, I don't know, some bird decided, maybe it was a seagull, maybe it was a pigeon, I don't know, but decided to steal the olives out of my drink and also just destroyed the crystal by knocking it off the table. I've had to fight with birds for a lot of things, but never in my own living room. And I thought this was just especially funny. Shotzi sent this to me earlier today. She's sitting there reading, watching TV or something, and then this little rascal decides to come in, and of all the nuts that are available there, from pecan to Brazil nuts, I think we've got walnuts there, but the expensive ones, the macadamias, that's the one.
Finally caught it on video.
She caught it on video.
Pretty excited.
So there we have it, right? The culprit, red-handed, right here, stealing the food. Here you go. It's expensive taste, that little bird, but I don't know. It does have a beautiful plume, so why not, right? Anyway, it's a beautiful Friday. So glad everyone is here. Let's hop into our grid and see what we can do today. We've got a Carolyn Davies Lynch solve here today that she's constructed for us. And on the headline below, it says Carolyn Davies Lynch opens our weekend with her third themeless puzzle. So, and I haven't committed her to memory just yet, being that this is the third, but we'll see what we got to go with today. I'm a little nervous just thinking about it. Themeless puzzles are always sometimes the hardest because there's nothing to really latch on to, right? So, toy that's often quadrilateral with symmetry across its diagonal. Okay. Chicken blank, breaded Japanese entree. I think that's chicken katsu. Is it a Z or a U? I don't. Z or an S? I don't remember. We'll go with an S to start. Keep that in mind. Big 12 athlete could be a U. And this K up here tells me that our toy, our quadrilateral design toy with a symmetry across its diagonal, or what I would call the kite's mid-clavicular line, right? Very nice. Let's see if it holds out. Clinch a victory. Perhaps we're going to ice it. Well, that's strange coming out of my mouth. Motto of the United Farm Workers of America. Oh. Say. It's like it's Spanish for keep me informed or keep me. Si se puede. Puede, I think. Lake that's home to South Bass Island. Yes, Erie. Okay, si se puede. Claro, que sí. Muy bien. So, eso sí, ¿qué es? Something fans have. That was funny. You remembered the Who Kid on Pahonics commercial. That's always the joke. Brian Regan said it a long time ago. You know, what if you actually took their advice seriously and you were Who Kid on Pahonics, right? You know, how would you actually read? You know, so something fans have. Probably the same thing Nirvana used to name one of their best albums ever. Maybe some Team Spirit here. Come as you are. Yeah, every Gen Xer in the world will start laying on the grunge heavy metal thing to that. Nails, maybe aces. Wow, we've got an intersection with aces and ice it. I don't think I've ever seen such a cleverly constructed clue as this kite here. Toy that's often quadrilateral with symmetry across its diagonal. I mean, I wasn't sure what it was, but as soon as we had the K, I knew. I mean, like, aha! Got it. That's good, right? Measured by walking. We're going to probably pace it off. So it's not observed in Hawaii. Probably daylight savings time. I don't know why we just don't fall back 30 minutes and then never spring or fall again. That's what I would do. I mean, we just have to suck it up. Maybe get up a little earlier during the harvest season or stay up a little later. I don't know. I got to do something. But this hour crap is just not good for us. It's not good for us. We should be sleeping according to what our body wants to do. I don't know. If I ever run for president, that'll be my stance. And I'll never win it because there's too much of a lobby against it. But I don't understand how that's possible. Shops for a short time. I guess we're looking for pop-up stores. I don't ever knock them. I was in Trier, Germany about 3 years ago, and they had a Burberry pop-up store. I'm not kidding you, with like 4 or 5 Burberry Continental classic flannel suits, and they were 80 euros each. And I bought them. Oh, there was 5 because I wound up trading 3 of them for an Italian diving watch, a Panerai from a friend of mine who's the movers, when they moved him to Germany, they lost the box and it ruined it for him. So he bought a new one. And he was willing to trade me that for, I don't know, some Burberry luggage and 3 suits and something else, a few belts or something. It was a worthwhile trade, I would say, on my part. Unwanted ones may linger. How about odors? So yeah, I'm not going to complain about a pop-up. No, not at all. Ribbed pants could be cords. And one of 7 farewells, and so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, adieu, 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 adieu. Because I am 53 going on 17. A real piece of work could be an opus. Very nice. Oh, we got ourselves a pretty challenging grid today, but it's fun. Ladle, cradle, I like that too. Put it in a spoon rest and see if that works. I have no idea, but it's cool. Some customer service of workers. You think that TS would indicate agence? Perhaps. C'est possible. Ending with a dipped or alert. I'm assuming we're going for a NES here. And a quick check. Connection point could be a node, but that's not a very good checker, is it? Because it's an odd one. America the Beautiful has 4 of them. I'm assuming we're talking stanzas. I don't actually know. I have never memorized America the Beautiful. So, I blush to say. Does that make it better? Kind of like my own little self-serving, bless my heart kind of a thing? places to bear witness. Well, we got a Z, or I would have put in dens, but I'm going to go with a zoo because that's what we're going with there. Gelled. Maybe set. I mean, that's both past and past perfect tense. I don't. Electronics giant listed on Taiwan Stock Exchange. I'm assuming this would be Asus. So we got a goose in here. Riki Tiki Tavi. Oh, we don't have a goose in here. No, we've got a mongoose. I just love it when Rudyard Kipling shows up in our grids, you know? What had a real boom in development in the early 20th century? And I was just talking about this yesterday or day before. I mean, it's just stump removal or tree root removal, an uprooter, whatever the answer was. I'm like, are you kidding me? It was just TNT when I was a kid. Scene setting words, no idea. I mean, I could guess, but that's no fun. All geared up could be fitted out. I tell you what, I'm sitting here, if I'm thinking, wow, when you solve a grid, when you're like driving and you're like solving blind, I mean, it's like having to play a 12-hour music set on a rusty old high-action guitar and then having to do the same thing the next day, but somebody gives you a brand new Gibson Epiphone. That's the difference. That's like, I feel like it was so easy because I don't have to sit and imagine the grid. And let's see. So scene setting words could be so there. And we don't have enough room for there I was. So maybe there. So there we were. I don't know. We'll leave that alone. But I like it. Reminds me of, war stories at the VFW. Oh, no blank. There I was. In the, and then whatever, name your expletive. So, bossy bosses, and we've got this here, so maybe micromanagers. And why not? Works that might include maps of fictional lands, and I'm assuming these may be, looking at the count here, maybe fantasy novels? Fantasy novels. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, I really loved the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I would just choose every one I could. I mean, it was so much fun. Scientist whose number is a dimensionless ratio. We must be talking about Professor Mach. Patterns for criminologists. Modus operandi. Very nice. Okay, so big what? Word meaning since in a seasonal song. Should old lang syne, my dear. So feature of many a deluxe Swiss Army knife. I never have to buy the deluxe models. I have to get the one with the corkscrew and the knife. That's it. But yeah, that corkscrew comes in handy at a hotel, right? And the knife, whenever you need a knife to cut your food because they forgot your silverware, your plasticware, or whatever at the drive-thru, it's nice to have that Swiss Army knife. We have eaten entire meals, the two of us, with one Swiss Army knife in a hotel room waiting on a plane. So I guess so there we were. And then the Swiss Army knife promptly gets confiscated when you're going through security. And then guess what you find as soon as you get on the other side of security? A place to buy a Swiss Army knife. So what are you going to do? Sudden huge successes. I don't know yet. Big Sur, though, maybe. Big Sur. So maybe a runaway smash, runaway. I don't know what we got yet. Runaway. We got enough room for hits. So sudden huge successes, hits. This is a great grid, is what this is. Whichever could be any kind of zone. Ooh, wow. We're talking erogenous here. Erogenous. R&B R&B star with a hyphen in his name. Is this Neo? More agreeable? Yeah, I mean, it's nicer. So, actor Hawk of Boyhood. Yeah, so we got Ethan. First nation to restore its independence from the Soviet Union, and these people love their vodka. Lithuania. I know, because I saw Once Around with Holly Hunter and I can't remember his name now. Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, I don't know, back in the early 90s. But it was such a good movie. And at the time, I still am a huge, all the crooners, I love them, Sinatra, etc., right? You know, so I was, it's just great. And they kept playing Fly Me to the Moon the whole way through it. And I kept thinking to myself, it's my favorite song in the world. I love this movie. But Sam, whatever his name was, Richard Dreyfuss, was from Lithuania. And he loved his vodka. And he loved spending his money. So it goes. Maybe such is life. So I wholeheartedly recommend Once Around with Holly Hunter and Richard Dreyfuss. So found a park. Danny Aiello's in it. I mean, it's got a great cast, you know. Found a parking spot, maybe sat. Seaside Divers could be turns. Sitar could be a lute. Well, I mean, it is a lute, but it could be a lute that they're looking for the answer. And bothered, no, and maybe 8 at. Okay, well, I have a few of those people in my life. Smart guy. Why don't we go with Alec? What was that line from, what was it, St. Elmo's Fire? Ali Sheedy's talking to somebody, I don't know. She's like, don't say anything, but Alec is becoming a Republican. And I think I was 12 years old when the movie came out. I was like, oh, what does that mean? You know, I mean, I knew what it meant, but, you know. Many AED users. I just wonder how many people know what an AED is, to be honest with you. It seems very healthcare field specific, something hanging on the wall in the clinic or in your average bar's restroom or just anywhere nowadays, right? When I was going through EMT school, many, many moons ago, 35 years ago or whatever it was, my gosh, I mean, it was just this huge thing, you know, now you're just handing off paddles to anybody, right? You know, it seems so, whatever, that's crazy. Half of a Jungian syzygy, so we've got anima and animus, anima being, I think the male. I'm like, I got a green belt in psychology. Yes, I have 18 hours of undergraduate minor in psychology. I could talk about the Gestalt, too. Get off my case. Bell, Italian cheese, paese. Jerry Lynn loves that stuff, especially melted, yummy. And the asp caterpillar, southern U.S. insect known for its toxic sting. I've only ever read or heard, never seen one. I don't know what I would do. Probably pick it up to see just how toxic that sting was. This is the beginning. I have no idea. Title akin to Madame. Some maybe Senora. Get that a lot, it seems. Sunflowers or magazine issues. So maybe annuals. Oh wow. Okay, didn't need to do all that. Hypochorism. Hypochorism for Harold. Okay, pet name for Harold. I'm gonna go with a Hal. Listen up, English majors. This is just between you and me. When people tell you that it's just a worthless waste of time, it's just an imbroglio of ignobility, you just remind them that there will be no crossword ever to stump you. And that $5 will get you half a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Rooibos by another name. I'm talking maybe red tea. I hear so many good things about it. We wind up buying a new box of it. I think we got 30 boxes of Rooibos sitting in the tea chest. Rooibos, the red tea that we never drink, but we always say, oh, it's got these antioxidants. We should get that, you know, this Rooibos.
I just want the peach tea.
She just likes the peach tea. Language mutually intelligible with Hindi would be Urdu. Food with eyes, informally maybe a spud. One day I'm going to band me a boy named Spud. One making the first move. Nice little chess thing going on with that. Got the pawn coming out. Tough breaks could be raw deals. I don't know. Have I fat fingered anything today? I don't know. My partner back there is not paying attention to what I'm doing, so you can't see it anyway. Lee with 50 plus cameos. That would be Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man. And then we've got a start here, which is This Is the Beginning. And let's hope we didn't fat finger. If so, we'll just go find it. But how did we do, Bob? Did I not finish? Oh, I didn't finish. Okay. Oh. Oops. Mass reply. Okay, how about amen? Warren or Warnock? Okay, and then we got senators here. So, once again, how did we do, Bob?
Good job, baby.
Well, that was fun. This was a fun grid. Again, I cannot heap enough praise on Kite. I love seeing Team Spirit right up in here. Si se puede. Wonderful to see that as well. Love the little reminder of adieu, 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 adieu. It was very nice. Fantasy novels, the micromanagers. So there we were. We were in the hotbed of, yeah.
It would have been funny if one of the answers, like after "so there we were," was like "hold my beer."
Yeah, oh, so there we were. Shotzi says, so there we were. And a follow on, hold my beer. And yeah, we probably could have made that work in one of these here. That would have been kind of cool. It would have been a 4, 2, and 4. So yeah, we could have done that. Yeah. Could have been 10 letters.
Not my puzzle.
No, but it would have been funny. It would have been. So I thought that the TNT reminder was good. Such as Life was just great, actually. Love seeing the Lithuania in there, right? And the runaway hits. The erogenous zone, always kind of a treat, if you will, when they throw this kind of stuff into the New York Times. Something that is somewhat of a commonplace banality in the Guardian Cryptic. So you never know what kind of red face you're going to leave that grid with, so it's kind of fun. And I'm not even a prig, but sometimes I'm like, oh my, that's getting a little personal, right? So, but it's always fun. And you know what? As a population with a zeitgeist that just doesn't take itself too seriously. Keep going, carry on. Bombs are falling, some will die. Carry on. So let's bring y'all down our Benier Dieu. And thank you all so very much. Appreciate the likes and the subscribes. Appreciate the subscriber counts going up. And I really, really, really appreciate the comments and when you take the time to actually just to go up to the top and just click that like button. I know it's a pain, but it is such a nice gesture. I really do appreciate it. And it helps keep the lights on around here, so thank you for that. We will see you tomorrow for the Saturday grid. Not sure if we're going to go anywhere, or if we'll be solving, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm probably going to hang out here and try to get some stuff done. I need to put some new equipment in here at the studio. And so we'll probably maybe doing an on-site solve at one of the wine bars or a restaurant or something, perhaps. It's always nice if the weather's going to be amenable. So, but nevertheless, we'll see you tomorrow for the Saturday grid, and of course for the Sunday grid. And now we're going to go ahead and head over to the Guardian for the ultimate day of the week. It's a Monday through Friday solve with that, and it's always a challenge. Let me tell you, just getting through part of it successfully makes me beam ear to ear. So until we see you again, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there, and we will see you on the other side. Just be safe in the meantime.